Work hard. Be somebody. Be something more than what you see in the mirror. Let the world be your mirror. Don't let them judge you, because the mirror can't judge you. You judge what you see in the mirror.
For this first take video, I'm down to see Stephen A. snap. I've been hearing stuff about this. I've been seeing clips on Instagram. Stephen A's been posting some clips. I mean, he's been teasing Max Kellerman. he's been dissing him on Instagram. You know how Stephen A. is. He doesn't care. He's disrespectful, but you know what I mean. You can accept it because you know how he is, but regarding the whole Kwame Brown situation, that's the first time I got introduced to Stephen A. Smith being a disrespectful person. Yeah, he's very disrespectful. just tell you that if you don't know about Stephen A., he's disrespectful. But yeah, he's about to get into this video. I mean, Stephen A. is basically about to talk about the whole Clippers versus Nuggets and Max Kellerman. They're about to go back and forth. If you watched first take, I mean, you know what's about to happen. So you're about to get into this video. The video is called Kawhi Flat Out Choked. Stephen A. reacts to the Clippers versus the Nuggets. Let's get it. Like, comment, subscribe, by the way. Yeah. Yo, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Smash the like button too. Might as well do that too. Feel me? Feel me? Wait, hold up. Alright, let's get it.
You remember Water Wolf? Because you and I grew up in New York City. Remember the great Water Wolf when he was doing his highlights, you know, every evening on CBS? Remember Water Wolf, Max Kellerman? Let's go to the videotape. Remember that? I got videotape for you. I got videotape for you, Max Kellerman. Brian Bohr, our producer extraordinaire. Give me highlight number 1, please. Take it away. Play it.
He's in the conversation for greatest defensive player who ever lived. You don't even really think about his offense, except right now, he's shooting 60% from the field in the playoffs. A former Finals MVP before he entered his prime is shooting 60 in the playoffs. Best offensive player, including KD, who's also in his prime, but Kawhi's not playing with Steph and Clay. So under pressure, yes, Kawhi is better than Kobe was.
Kobe? Did he say Kobe?
What that video didn't show is the fact
I think
that
I've seen
Jay
that
Williams
before.
and I got...
I think I've seen that before. That's crazy. That's crazy. If he actually said Kobe, I'm okay. Let me hear this again. If he actually said Kobe, he's tripping.
From the field in the playoffs. A former Finals MVP before he entered his prime is shooting 60 in the playoffs. Best offensive player, including KD, who's also in his prime, but Kawhi's not playing with Steph and Clay. So under pressure, yes, Kawhi is better than Kobe was.
No, he said that. Wow, that's crazy. I think I've seen that before, but like I guess I just like tuned it out and just wasn't paying attention to it because it's foolishness. But yeah, Kawhi's nice. Like he's playing for Toronto. He gave us a championship. It wasn't just him. Okay, like you can see that it wasn't just him. Like the Raptors are playing well. Siakam was playing good for the most part till playoffs, so you can see, like he was playing well last year in the playoffs, but like now the pressure's on him. He's folded, and when we got Lowry, you got Van Vliet, and Van Vliet got better, but he was still really good last year. Kyle Lowry's the same. Like Kyle Lowry's been doing this. You have times where he would just snap. Like he can just snap when he wants to, but he wants to get other people involved. So it's like. It's like he picks and chooses when he's gonna take over the game or when he wants to facilitate. So Like, you have players like that, so it wasn't just. It's unfortunate the Raptors lost to Celtics, but it wasn't just because of Kawhi, though. Like, but Kawhi should have stayed in Toronto, 100%. But then again, if I'm Kawhi and I'm making that decision, and I see the roster on Clippers, and I see how they won 2 games against Golden State when they had Kevin Durant, they had Stephen Curry, they had Klay Thompson, they had their full team, and they won 2 games, and everybody thought they were about to get swept. If have that show, okay, look at that team, then add Paul George, add Kawhi Leonard. Forget about what Paul George did this in the bubble. Forget how Kawhi played the last game, what they did before that. Because apparently Paul George was in the MVP discussion. He came 3rd last year. So if you're thinking if you're in Kawhi's position and you're thinking about going to Clippers, what would you do? It's his hometown, like. But then again, he could have just like stayed in Toronto and won another championship or made it to the finals. So, you know what I mean? But he probably felt like he had a better chance to make it to win a championship with the Clippers, which I thought I thought that was gonna happen too. I thought they would have a better chance. He would have a better chance if he went to the Clippers to win a championship. Like he would most likely get to the finals with Raptors, but we don't know if they would actually win. But the Clippers, people actually thought they could beat LA. Like they can beat the Lakers. Clearly not. It's disappointing, but it's whatever. I've been ranting. I'm just very surprised, but yeah.
What that video didn't show was the fact that Jay Williams and I got up off the set and walked out because of the dribble, the blasphemous that you just used.
Yeah.
But Max, wait a minute before I get into Kawhi and
No,
I got more. Play the next. Hold on.
You can get some more. You can get some more. Hold on.
You're
taking this one at a time, brother.
I got another tape.
You can
tape, Ryan. Play the other tape right now. We don't want to hear about that.
LeBron's a greater player than Kawhi when all is said and done, historically. KD will be too, I believe. But right now is what we're talking about. We're not talking about lifetime achievement. Right now, I think Kawhi is the baddest man on the planet. He is the reigning and defending Finals MVP, and not for the first time, and I believe he's going to do it again.
That was Max Kellerman, ladies and gentlemen. Now let me get to last night's game.
It's not even fair.
Kawhi Leonard.
The thing is, it's not even fair to even like put that on him. Like Kawhi was playing at a high level at that time. You're talking about one game. Like you know what I mean? You're talking about one game. Honestly. So, like, okay, yes, you shouldn't compare Kawhi to LeBron. Okay? For like whole career type thing, you shouldn't. I don't think Kawhi is better than LeBron in any aspect. But that season, he was playing better than LeBron. Like, he was. That season, like, when he was talking, I think that was the start of this season. But he was basing it off of what he did with Toronto. So, he was basically saying he came off of just winning a championship with the Raptors. And LeBron didn't even make it to the playoffs. So that's what he was basing off of. You can't compare what he's saying from back then to now. That's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. That's not fair. Because did we know Kawhi was going to play like this? No. It's one game. It's the worst time to play like that. But it is what it is.
That might be the biggest choke job we've ever seen in NBA history. I mean, it was that bad. It was that bad.
True.
We're talking about a two-time MVP.
Yeah.
We're talking about a two-time champion who Max Kellerman has bloviated.
I mean, but if you look at it, what happened to LeBron against the Mavericks when he had 7 points that one game. What happened to that? Like, but then again, nah, they lost the series, so I can't even. But that was the finals though. That was in the finals. They're doing this in the second round. LeBron will never do that in the second round. So yeah, I guess this tops what LeBron did in that game. 7 points is very bad for LeBron. It's up there, but I don't know if it's as bad as this.
About being the best in the world, and what happened? You're up 3-1 in the second round, not the conference finals. In the second round against Denver, Jamal Murray and Nikolai Jokic, not LeBron James. And in the second round, up 3-1, you blow a 3-1 lead. What do? You shoot 6 of 22 from the field. You shoot 1 for 11 in the second half. You didn't even get to the free throw line. Just an absolute positive choke job. Period. Oh, it's just that simple. And I gotta say this.
He's so extra, man. He's so extra.
Because I love this brother. I think he's one of the best people you could ever meet in the NBA. And I do think he's a star.
Yeah, I seen this
but
clip.
Paul George doesn't get taken off the hook either. I mean, his performance was abysmal. It was just as bad as Kawhi Leonard. When you're in a corner, wide open, behind a three-point line, and you hit the side of the backboard, and you can't buy a basket. I can't let him off the hook. I can't let Lou Williams, Lemon Pepper Lou, off the hook either. Your job is to score. That's
Lemon Pepper Lou. What in the world, man? This guy is such a troll. Man said Lemon Pepper Lou. If you know, you know.
It's your job to find a way to stop the bleeding. Lou Williams didn't do that. My brother, Doc Rivers. We know how much I love this man. We know what a great coach I think he is. You've been there 7 years. You still can't get him to the NBA Finals. Doc Rivers is in trouble. I hope that he does not lose his job. He's in a world.
No, he didn't lose his job.
Right,
they hired him again.
Job, he's on a hot seat.
I thought he was going to lose his job, but
damn it, this might have blown that opportunity for the immediate moment. Ty Lue, we know what a champion he is. Unfortunately, everybody's looking at their coaching staff. Why? Because load management, lack of team chemistry, team not being together, acting like prima donnas. It all came back to bite them in the you-know-what. But for the purposes of this...
Facts. He's spitting facts right now. Like, it's not even like they didn't have the players. It's a team. They're not on the same page. Like, when brother was talking about this before, it looks like LA Fitness runs. It doesn't look right at all. I don't know. And that's why Nuggets is just slapping them around like this. They went up 3-1 and got comfortable, I guess. And then when they seen that Nuggets was putting pressure on them, they just folded. I don't know. Like, I don't mind the Nuggets winning because Jamal Murray is Canadian, getting buckets, putting up 30 to 40 points a game. I like to see that from a Canadian, but I want it to be competitive. Like, dang. It was not competitive at all. After 3-1, Nuggets just took over the series. Like, it dominated the series.
Joe, that man sitting right in front of me, right there, the split screen, right there, Max Kellerman. I mean, talking about somebody that should shell up. If not flat out, I don't want to hear whoops. No. I mean, you owe America a public apology. You owe the basketball gods a public apology. Kawhi Leonard, he wasn't even the third option when he was in San Antonio and he won the league MVP.
I know Stephen A's extra, but like, you owe everybody in America an apology. Like, yo, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Like, okay. The way Kawhi's been playing for his whole career, he's been playing like a robot. He doesn't make he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He doesn't make many mistakes. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Do you think that anybody can predict how he was going to play that night? Honestly, anybody in the comments, let me know. Could you predict that Kawhi was going to play that bad? Game 7, like a game-deciding game. No one is going to predict that if he's playing at a super high level. Like he was playing, like he was a top 5 best player in the league. Like one of the top 5 best players in the league. Max Kellerman's going off of that. Last time I checked, he can't tell the future, and that was not a high possibility. That was one of those I feel like that was once in a career. Like I think that's not gonna happen again. I don't see that happening to Kawhi Leonard again. To be honest, he didn't play like that in the other games. I'm sure he's not gonna play like that in any other games he plays in NBA. To be honest. Because he's probably going to hear stuff from the media, work on his game. He's going to be even more polished. So, but then again, what Stephen A is talking about is the comparison against LeBron. No one compares to LeBron. But Kawhi is nice. Okay, you can't forget Kawhi.
Then last year there was no Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson went down. He shouldn't have won last year. This was the first time in his career he was the #1 dude. All the pressure was on him, and he flat out choked. There is no way.
The one time he's the main guy and he flat out choked. The one time he's the main guy. The one time. He just said the one time. Right? Is that what he just said? Man's just forgot. Man's have Alzheimer's. Like, yo, what happened last year? Who won last year? People forget. Toronto won the championship last year with Kawhi there. Kawhi led them to win. It wasn't just Kawhi, but he was the leader of that team to win the championship. He didn't choke back then. So what are you talking about? The one time. It's one time. You're acting like he had one opportunity in his whole career as a leader to win a championship. He did that on Toronto. And you could say, was he? No, I'm not sure if he was leader on the Spurs when he won his championship. Because he has 2, and he has one. He has one with Spurs, and he has one with Toronto. But no, I don't think he was the main guy. He got MVP, like Finals MVP, but he wasn't the main guy. But yeah, he was the main guy in Toronto, and they won a championship. What are you talking about? He led them to the championship. Man's forgetting about Toronto. I don't like that. I don't like that. I can't say the one time. I hope Max Kellerman brings it up, because if he doesn't, he's slipping.
Around this. Floor's yours.
Yeah, he choked. That's right.
I'm not finished.
Yeah, he did choke.
John
Yes.
Maynard Keynes,
But please tell him what it is, though.
famous economist.
That's what we got.
When the facts change, so does my opinion. What about you, sir?
Did you bring up
last
the
year
economist?
when you showed
Did
that?
you just bring up the economist?
Let's start.
Did
now
you
I have
just
to
bring up the
debunk all
economist?
the bunk that you just spewed. You had
You
your
just
chance.
brought up an
Now I have
economist
to
for a
debunk
basketball argument.
all the
Is that-
So, like, he can't talk. When Max Kellerman can't talk, you're about speaking over him.
You just did.
all the bunk you just spewed. Zip it, as you would say. All the bunk you just spewed. Number one, I wasn't saying for years Kawhi was the best. I said since last year's playoff. Going into the playoffs, I said Giannis was, because that's what he showed during the regular season, and LeBron was hurt, and also much older at that point. Then Kawhi dominated everyone in the playoffs, including in the finals, and at that point, I said what just happened. He had one of the all-time great clutch postseasons of all time. considering what he did on the offensive and defensive.
Exactly, you can't forget that. The shot against Philly. Then he beat Milwaukee, and they were the best team in the league. Then he went to Golden State, like he played Golden State, and he won. Like he won the championship. He led them to a championship. You can't forget that. He put in all that work, and he had players on his team. Don't forget, but you're gonna have to have players on your team to get to that point. You have to be good. You have to have a couple solid guys in your team, at least. Like he had like one other All-Star, and a couple guys that are playing like in that star realm or whatever. Like you had Van Vliet and Siakam that are up and coming.
Just won Finals MVP for the second time. I don't care who was hurt on the Warriors. If the Warriors were at full strength, no one was going to beat them, including any LeBron-led team. No one was going to beat that Warriors at full strength. Of course, if they were at full strength, they would have won. That didn't mean KD was better than Kawhi that year. And that he was on a much, much better team. So, let's get on to your Kobe stuff.
This is shit.
Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, one of the all-time greats. And obviously, I don't want to point out where the strong stumbled right now. But you act like Kobe never had a Game 7 like that. Now his team won. Meta bailed him out in that Game 7, as did Pal. But Kobe shot, like, I think he even shot worse than Kawhi did last night. Like, Kobe had Game 7s like that. Don't act like he didn't. By the way, up 3-1 on a team that came back on him. Kobe and the Lakers were up 3-1 on Steve.
He didn't get punked.
On Steve Nash. He didn't get punked. He shot the same as Kawhi. Oh, hold on. You talked. He shot the same as Kawhi in Game 7. Now his team won. He gets off the hook for that. And guess what? I agree he gets off the hook for that. I agree you can point to Kobe and say, well, his team, if they needed him to do more, maybe he would have. Maybe that's true. It's much worse when you play like Kawhi did in a Game 7 and you get destroyed by 20.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live.
Alright, so honestly, I agree with Stephen A. when he says Kawhi choked. Obviously, he choked. Obviously. I don't agree that he disregards everything that Kawhi did last year and led Toronto to a championship. He's like, oh, the one time he's leading a team. That's not a fact. Okay, it's not a fact. Okay, it is not a fact. It's not the one time the first time he was leading a team, he brought them to the finals and won. He got a championship. Got another ring. Second ring to his collection. I'm reacting to a video, Mom. Reacting to a video. Yeah, so he did all of that, and people are just gonna disrespect him, man. It's one game, he's gonna bounce back. Kawhi's gonna bounce back. Hopefully he comes to Toronto. That's the one thing, but yeah. But I've been ranting this whole video. It upsets me because I know Kawhi is good. Like, what?
Off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger? Game series.
That's tough.
Yo, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Smash the like button too. Might as well do that too. Feel me?